Cassie Beckett is the protagonist of my book, The Late Night Witches. She is a mom of a 15-year-old daughter and twin boys who are 8. She is struggling, I would say, just to keep life going. Her husband is on tour with Doctors Without Borders, and it's not his first tour, so he's been away quite a bit. And Cassie also has a younger sister who really knows how to find trouble and is a bit of a wild child. So Cassie is struggling to keep all of these relationships going. And then vampires come on the scene. So she really has to figure out, and more than that, it turns out she's the one who is destined to fight them. She is the chosen witch of her generation, didn't know she was a witch either. And now all of humanity is depending on her to fight this master vampire. And if she dies on Halloween night, he will be set free to wreak havoc all over the world. This book was very different for me. I obviously have this highly fantastical world of vampires and witches. But Cassie's home life, her domestic life, I wanted to be very messy, very complicated, almost to a super realistic degree. I wanted people to be able to relate to, wow, what if this happened in my life? What if something came completely out of the blue? How would I react? And so for Cassie, she's not the type who, picks up her weapons and she's ready to go. She's terrified. And she's terrified for her kids, and she's looking for any way out of this. And all of her family members are around her telling her, no, you can do this. You can be our hero. And she is completely unconvinced. And so that's where when you come across the idea of a reluctant hero, Cassie is the epitome of a reluctant hero. And because of who she is and the fact that she's been raising kids on her own for a bit, and she works part-time at a hardware store. She does not feel up to this challenge. So this book is a lot about trying to discover that inner strength of, well, what if you don't have a choice? What do you do? And how do you get out of bed in the morning? And how do you put one foot in front of the other? Her biggest supporter and biggest figure in her life is her Aunt Dorcas, that she has been estranged from since she was a child. And there's a whole backstory there, but I'm not going to give away any spoilers. But Dorcas was, I would say, in a lot of ways, my favorite character to write. I wanted to reclaim the idea of the crone, and she is a eccentric witch living by the sea in a grand old crooked house by herself with about 1 billion cats. But she is also a formidable vampire slayer. She is a warrior. She does so with good humor, and she will decapitate a vampire and then make you pumpkin bread. And she's older, but she enjoys wearing leather pants and carrying around her scythe, and she is beholden to no one, and she would like to make things right with her niece and help her win this battle. And I don't feel, especially, maybe in commercial fiction, that there's enough representation of older sort of badass women who are beyond the point of caring about making people happy anymore. They're in it to win it. And so that's where she came from. I love the Halloween vibes. I want there to be spooky jack-o'-lanterns, and I want there to be vampires crawling through the streets. And I just want that, when you have the skittering of leaves across the pavement and the big yellow moon in the sky, all of those vibes together. I think that time of year, there is something special about that feeling that winter's coming. And you've got a long frozen sleep headed your way. It's time to get out all that last bit of energy. It's time to go a little wild. And the nights are getting longer. Time is short. It's go time. So I just love that feeling. And so I did want to work that in. And I think it's also for Cassie especially, Halloween is a night where you can be someone else. And, you can gear up and you can see who you would be like in another role. And her life is dominated by roles. She is a mother, she is a wife, she is a sister. All of her roles are usually about giving to others. This night, she has to suit up to be a vampire slayer. And so I like the possibility that comes with Halloween night.